Hey guys, Vas here from Aussie RC Playground, and this is going to be a quick overview of the Radiolink RC4G. Now, if you guys follow the channel, you know that I have my fair share of RCs, and of course I do have quite a lot of remotes. I also have a couple of aftermarket ones. My first one was the FlySky GT3C, which has been a pretty good remote. I've had it for a couple of years now. It's a bit scuffed up and I've had to repair it a couple of times. So I was kind of done with this remote, and late last year I actually picked up a much more expensive remote, which is the Futaba 4PLS. Now this is a very good remote, a lot of options with this one, but the receivers on this guy are actually quite expensive, and I wanted to experiment and try a new type of remote, something that I had not used before. And the Radiolink actually came up. Now I bought this guy from Asia Tees, and you guys can check out the video description if you like. I'll have links in there which will take you to an information page. I'll also have a link for you to check out the pricing, so you can feel free to do that at the end of the video. Now, why did I pick this radio? Because it has a couple of really cool features that I'm hoping that maybe I can use, and I think it'll be interesting to test it out and just give you guys some feedback later on down the line. First feature is that it actually has 4 channels. Now, I'm not quite sure when I'm going to need all 4 channels, but it is interesting to have that sort of scope should I ever need them. I think it'll be a good thing to hold on to. It also has a 10 model memory, which is fantastic. But one of the cooler features I like about this remote, and what really got me to get it, is that the receiver comes with an integrated gyro. Now the receiver itself, as you can see, is very tiny, it's quite small, and of course you get your little antenna just here, and you can see the little 4-channel ports there for your your little plugs. And yeah, it has a little built-in steering gyro. Now it does not have any sort of input into your throttle, although it is very tunable through the remote, but you can adjust the gyro itself by just turning this little knob here, which I think is a really cool feature to have. Now I'm going to be trying out this remote probably a couple of different cars. Obviously I'm going to try it out on my drift car and just see how it works there. I may try it out on my Proline Pro 2, which is a 2-wheel drive short course truck, so I think that'll be a good experiment to try on a 2-wheel drive vehicle. And then I might actually try it on some other RC. I may even leave it up to you guys. If you're familiar with the channel, you know what RCs I have. Put a little comment down below, let me know what car you'd like me to test out with this remote. Now in the box, of course, you also get a couple of manuals. Now this one here is all in Chinese. I have no idea what this is, so we'll get rid of this one. This one is also in Chinese, so not much good to me, but they do give us a very nice English manual, which is of course what I needed. Now you'll notice on the manual here that it says RC3S, and when I first looked at it I thought, oh god, they've given me the wrong manual for this remote. Now, but that's not the case. If you look down the bottom here, it actually says that this manual also applies to the RC4G, so excellent. Opening it up, it actually has a lot of useful information here. I've actually done something that I don't normally do, which is to read through it, and it's actually quite comprehensive. It is, I think, translated from the Chinese version, so there are a couple of words that I found that were kind of swapped around the wrong way, but you will understand it. I didn't come across any problems reading some of the paragraphs here and really familiarizing myself with some of the features on the remote. I'll take you through very quickly through what this guy, or how this guy comes equipped. Over here we have a simulator port, so you can actually plug a little simulator in there, charging port, on and off switch, and this here says data, but it's not really a data port. If I open this up, it's actually empty. Now I'm not sure if maybe they changed their mind midway through production and decided to not include that USB port, but that's actually blank. On this side you have an auxiliary button just here, throttle trim, steering trim, and then of course you've got your other 2 channels just here. Your knob here will adjust your gyro, and this one will just sort of turn on and off. On the back you have 4 buttons here to navigate through your menu, and of course you've got your LCD screen just there. Collapsible antenna. The wheel actually feels very nice dense foam wheel, really professional, nice drop down design. The handle itself fits really well in the hand, probably a little bit chunky for anybody that has a slightly smaller hand, so the kiddies might find it a bit awkward to hold, but certainly for me, absolutely ergonomic feel, really nice, comfortable feel in the hand. The trigger itself, quite smooth, I have to say. It has a nice weight to it, does not feel too light, so nice job there. On the bottom, it runs on 4 AA's, and this tray will actually pop out as well, and you can actually plug a single, I think it's either a 2S or 3S battery pack in there, depending on the chemistry that you choose. Now, I'll very quickly turn this guy on and take you through some of the menus. As you can see, the screen is probably not too bright. It would be nice if they had some sort of adjustment to sort of brighten it up a bit, but it doesn't. And I'll try and do this without the lights reflecting too much on the screen. Get rid of the antenna just quickly. Now you'll notice that I've actually typed in there just Aussie with an exclamation mark. That is the number of characters that you can have when you're choosing your model names. And then you can see this is your main screen, so if I turn the wheel, you can see that that works like so. Same with the throttle here. Oops, lights in the way. You can see that works like so. Now to actually access your menu, you have to press these 2 buttons together. Now I will say that that's a little bit awkward. It would be nice to have an actual menu button, just a single button that you can press and operate everything with one hand. You still can do it, you know, just 2 fingers. Press and hold, brings up the menu. First thing you'll see is of course your language. Now languages, you really only have 2 to choose from. If I go into there, you have English and Chinese. That is it. All right, model, scroll down, you can select your model that you want to use. You got endpoint adjustment, you got steering exponential, you got steering speed, you got throttle exponential, throttle speed, ABS, acceleration, which is interesting. I was trying to work out exactly what that is in the manual, and I'll have to play around with this when I actually hook it up to one of my cars. You got idle up, which I think will be ideal for anybody that runs a gas RC or nitro RC. You'll be able to set the idle on the car via the remote. Very, very cool. You have sub trims. You got your reverse switches here, so pretty straightforward. You can just switch between, you know, putting it forward or reverse. Oops, going back. Let's see. We've got steering dual rate. We got an ALT button now. Not 100% sure what this is. I did read it up in the manual, but couldn't quite figure it out. I'll have to toy around with that one and just see exactly what it does. You have pre-mixes, and I think this is where you can actually do some of the channel mixes as well. The auxiliary button or function. You have your name there, so you can actually choose the different characters that you can you know, name your RCs. So pretty cool. You have a low voltage alarm setting. And of course you got reset, which reads rest, but I think they mean reset. So that will actually reset everything back to factory settings and clean out all your memory and all that type of thing. So that is pretty much the menu here. This is the Radiolink RC4G. I'll quickly turn this guy off. I'm going to, you know, as I said, experiment with a couple of different cars, play around with the settings on it, give you guys a little bit of feedback, let you know how I find it. Now, range on this guy, I'll give you guys some specs as well, just so before I go, you have some information here. That this is the just coming straight off the manual. Power, standard power supply is between 4.6 volts to 10 volts. Let's see what else we got here that you could find useful. RF range is about 300 meters on ground, so not too bad. I mean, you know, just for a bit of a muck around, I don't think you need to go further than 300 meters. Power extending, you have anywhere between 2S to 3S, and you can use LiPo or LiFePo batteries. And low voltage alert, lower than 4.6 volts, and your standard power is 6 volts with the 4 AA's. So I think some of this information was actually available in the information page at AsiaTees that I'll have the link to in the description, so you guys can check some of that out. If you have any questions about this radio, please feel free to ask them. Post them on in the comments down below. As I said, don't forget to check out the video description. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you didn't. I'll also have a link in the description for my Facebook page. But that is pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.